Hello everyone, my name is Jaybird and welcome back to Sounds of Her Love. So last time we got the I want to say neutral ending cuz it didn't say if it was a neutral ending or not. It just was an ending. So, with that being said, I'm going to get the happy ending. And if it's not the happy ending, then I don't know. They need to fucking label it. So, we're going to load a save that I had to take. I'm gonna assume that this was the save that I needed, so let's see. Let's load this to see where it takes us. Oh, right. Oh wait, this is the wrong one. We need to load. We need to load this one? This one? I'm gonna load this one. Yes. Maybe that's the right one. Okay. Alright.
Should we go inside?
Yeah, okay, we're gonna skip this. Oh, okay. We're gonna ask about her mother. Yeah, this is okay. We're gonna ask about her. I'll ask. It's something I'd like to know. Leaving it unanswered will just make me more inquisitive as the night goes on. It might not be polite, but it's a surefire way to get an answer. Carrie, where's your mother? Is she still at work? Carrie stalls her answer, looking at me disdainfully before turning her head aside, a sharp contrast with what I'm normally used to. The elephant in the room is making itself increasingly apparent, but I don't think addressing it did any help.
I don't want to talk about her. Come on, let's go in for dinner.
Ooh, okay. Carrie bitterly avoids the topic, walking into the room ahead. Bringing up her mother has definitely upset Carrie. I'd be an idiot if I didn't notice that. The gritty harshness between Carrie's typical sheepish personality and the rough defensive Carrie I just saw. Nothing can clear the thought from my mind. Certainly what I did was wrong, but standing here dawning on it won't do me any better. All I can do is hope that Carrie will have forgiven me whilst I step forward into the dining room to join the Airwoods in their evening meal. Okay. Now we're going to continue listening for a bit. Carrie stands up without me and leaves the dining room, leaving me sitting alone by myself. Did I upset her? Hopefully not. This sort of behavior is really unusual for her, though I can understand where it is coming from. Raised voices turn to shouts as I continue listening to Carrie's father on the phone. This level of aggression between her parents is undoubtedly concerning. I think I've heard enough. I raise myself from the chair, leaving nothing but a clean plate before me. Now I need to find where Carrie has gone. It shouldn't be too hard to find her. Walking into the hall, I find Carrie standing against the wall with her head in her hands. I wouldn't want to see her expression. I know it's not a good one. Despite this, I really want to address this issue. I can't leave this house knowing that there's something wrong in Carrie's life. Even if I can't do anything to help, all I want to do is be there for her. Carrie? Upon my words, Carrie brings herself closer, her feet firmly in my direction as she turns to face me, finally allowing me to see the woeful expression on her face.
Please, forget what you heard tonight.
Okay. But Carrie...
I don't want you to get involved.
Eyes sharpened, her expression turns to a stern one. Is she angry that I continue listening to her father?
Forget everything. Forget about her.
Okay. Carrie stabs hate into the tone of her voice when mentioning her mother, even disregarding the fact that she is her mother. This divide between parents is clearly something that has pained Carrie, wounded her even. I'm wounded! Why can't I be there to help her? If anything is wrong, Carrie, I want to be there for you. I'm your friend, after all.
Please. I'm not in the mood to discuss this. It would be better if you left.
Okay. She's asking me to leave? Hell nah, I'm fucking staying here.
You haven't done anything wrong. I just need time to think.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that for me. Carrie's voice is clear and smooth as she conveys her meaning across to me. She doesn't want my help. Alright, Carrie. I'll see you in school. Carrie nods and tries her best to give me a smile, though she still maintains an expression sparse of joy. Or sparse of joy. Neither of us wanted what has happened tonight, the rotten cherry on the cake. Making my way towards the door, I'm followed by the girl herself as she sees me off. The saddest I've ever seen someone, and I can't even do anything to help. The cold chokes me as I step outside, walking away from a girl in pain. I feel bitter towards myself and the girl and the world in general. None of this was Carrie's fault. Can I skip this? I don't care. Okay, good. Oh, the room, darkened by the lack of sunlight, complements my overall mood as I sit brooding over the events of Saturday. It's funny, waking up and thinking about it. Given the situation, though, I can't help but worry. I'll be seeing Carrie today, and after getting thrown out of her house... Yeah, she just picked you up and threw you out! I'm not really sure what to say to her. Sure, she was going through a stressful time. Blaming her would be the worst thing to do. Carrie is a girl stuck in a dispute between her parents. All I can do is watch as words are thrown about and Carrie is hurt. I want to be there for her, to be able to help her. I rise from my bed, deciding now is the right time to get dressed and ready for school. Downstairs, I can hear my father boasting about his business to my mother. It reminds me of my situation, how different me and Carrie really are. Okay. I bid my farewells to my family, consisting of nothing more than a small wave. Right now I'm focused on meeting Carrie. After the events of Saturday, I've been concerned about her. I want to find a way to make things right. A way to make her smile, topping off what already is an adorable package. Her braids, her glasses, her timid personality, all that I've become used to over the past week. It really has been a short time. Oh boy. She herself having to be involved in a dispute between parents, one which has served to hurt her every day. From the sound of it, Carrie is nowhere near fond of her mother, but the fact I've been ignoring is that there is probably a legal dispute going on. It's depressing to think about. One thing that I'm worried about is whether Carrie wanted to face me today. It would explain why she didn't show up, and given the events of Saturday, it certainly isn't plausible. Setting that thought aside, I should focus on making it to school for now. A sheepish girl presented with this challenge. Having to leave behind her father and her friend in order to... Oh, okay. Despite the pain in my heart, I don't really think going there straight away would be the wisest of moves. Oh, no! Do you think she'll be able to come to school tomorrow? I'm not sure. I'll try and talk her into it, but I can't guarantee anything. Really, that's what I'm relying on. Thank you, Mr. Irwood. It's alright. You're a great friend to my daughter. Whilst thinking of something to say, I hear the sound of the door downstairs opening, followed by chatter between my sister and my parents. They must have arrived home. She's been a good friend to me, too. I've got to go now, Mr. Irwood. Alright, I'll tell Carrie you ring. Abruptly, the phone goes silent. I'm not sure this guy is the best at saying goodbye. Now, though, I'm left with a sickening sense of guilt for not trying to do more for Carrie. Giving her the time to lift her spirits up might take longer than I anticipated. It's not an easy situation for her to be in. I've brought you dinner, Jaybird! Leaving it at that, I head downstairs to join my family for another meal. It always seems that my calls always occur just when our family decides to eat. The thought of Carrie doesn't escape my mind, however. I just hope she'll be at school tomorrow. But she won't be, will she? Will she now? Another walk, a path that I'm all too used to. It's funny. I've only been here for just over a fortnight, but it feels as if I'm wading through years worth of the years worth of the same old mundane routine. I feel sluggish, not only because I woke up so early, but because of the lack of sleep caused by a Carrie-induced mindset. The decision of not going to see her last night has haunted me, even though at the time, forcing myself upon her wouldn't have done either of us any good. I still wanted to be there for her, to see her. In a way, I would hope she's thinking the same way. The same thing. Fucking hell. I can't talk. Saying that, I have my doubts as to whether Carrie will show up today. Despite a simmering pot of hope warming my heart, the coldness of the truth ever so overrides it. Considering the things she is going through, having to deal with the separation of a father and a friend, I can see why she would choose not to turn up. If it means not having to face the stressful burden of the curriculum, sacrificing the time she'd spend with me is an unequal trade-off. She needs time to recover after all. That's why choosing not to see her pains me. Carrie's lack of company is a concerning thought. It didn't sound to me as if she was speaking to her father either. Still, the hope that resides within me drives me forward towards our usual meeting spot. At least where we agreed to meet. We haven't actually met here that many times. Leaning against a nearby wall, a gleaming sun shines over my watch, making me squint in order to see the time. I don't know why I did a little uplift on that. Me squint! Making me squint! 7:30. If this were a normal day, I'd be guaranteed to see Carrie walking down the street towards me. That is, if she'd ever turned up on time. Usually I'd assume she'd be here early. Today, though, I'm praying for her to turn up at all. I witnessed the streets bloom with activity. Cars, people young and old, crowded, almost teasing me that out of so many people, the person I care about isn't one of them. Time continues to constrain me, pushing my mind further and further into worry. Can it really be said that Carrie will get any better if things continue like this? I want to be there for her. I want to make things right, though truthfully I can't. No matter how much I do, it doesn't change the fact that there's the possibility that Carrie will be forced to leave everything behind. Knowing that it's out of my control, that no course of action that I can take will change things, it hurts me. All I can do is hope things turn out for the best. Lifting my watch again, it surprises me to find that things have passed rather quickly. It's already 5 minutes to 8, late enough to say that Carrie isn't coming. Having to declare that to myself, it's agonizing. It's also late enough to say I'm not going to make it to school in time either. Trailing behind the dawdling crowds, the slow walk is all I'm going to force myself to do. Ahead of me, various couples can be seen walking together, some of them wearing the same uniform as me. It's kind of odd to see them, though, since our school opened slightly earlier for a reason I'm unaware of. Maybe they're going somewhere? Seeing these people together, boys and girls of a similar age, it reminds me of Carrie and me. Oh, really? Oh, really now? Wow. How shocking. I'm completely shocked. We're not in that type of a relationship, but it's not something I haven't considered. My mind is still astray, and recent events don't help either. All I wanted was to be able to walk to school with her and get my dick wet. Get some poon. Walking quietly out. I can't speak today, okay? I'm tired. I'm dead inside. I want food. I want juice. Oh yeah, by the way, last night I opened up it was a completely new bottle of apple juice. And I love apple juice, by the way. And I opened it up. And I took a sip. I poured a little glass and I took a sip of it. And I'm like, this does not taste right. Then again, it was warm. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe it will taste better if it's cold. So I put it in the fridge. And then I get up this morning. And then I go over to my fridge. I open it up. Get the apple juice out. Open the lid. And it smells alcoholic to me. And I'm like, should I drink this? Would it be safe to drink this? And then I wound up putting it back in the fridge. I'm like, I don't know if I should probably drink this or not, because it smells like alcohol. And so, yeah. It's so weird, because it wasn't opened at all, so I don't know how it fermented. And it was nowhere even near the expiration date. So it's a huge waste of apple juice, is what I'm saying. I'm sad. That's something I could have drank, but no. It had to be fermented, and it had to smell like alcohol. How dare it? I am pissed off. I want a refund. I want apple juice. I'm thirsty. I'm so thirsty. Please take that out of context. Anyways, walking quietly through the corridor, I managed to make my way to a position outside my classroom without being noticed by any of the teachers. The real problem now is getting inside. Waiting around for Carrie made me late enough that walking straight in would definitely get me into trouble. Inching toward the door open bit by bit, I peek inside to see the teacher distracted with some diagram on the chalkboard. It's a very traditional way of doing things, considering the modern technology they could be using. However, the scratching of chalk against that very board provides me with an opportunity to quietly open the door and walk in, the teacher being too distracted to care. A classmate gestures to me as I take a seat at my desk. You're lucky. If Sean hadn't gone to the restroom, then Miss definitely would have noticed. She probably thought he had just come back. I give the guy a nod as the teacher turns around, finished with her diagram of what seems to be some sort of carbon compound. Enough proof for me that I'm not going to enjoy this lesson, more so than I continue to be withdrawn from someone that I never realized was so vital to me. Her smile, the sense of company, her mannerisms, knowing that she's had such an effect on me, it's hard to think about what I was like before I had met her. Probably a very boring, generic protagonist of an anime. before the action happens. A time not that long ago. It's strange, getting through today is going to be difficult. But it will happen. I stare at the sky, slowly tinted orange by the setting sun. Water from a midday shower still lingers about in the gutters, dripping steadily into the drains. Along with it, I find myself lingering around the streets without direction, spending my time thinking rather than actually going home. It's all the same anyway to me. Get inside, involve myself in whatever mundane family dispute is going on, then spending the rest of my day doing nothing productive. That's me every day. It makes me feel sad. It makes me feel bad. Here I am, reluctant to be with my family, whereas Carrie herself has hardly got one. From my perspective, at least, our definitions of family would be quite different. Pulling up my phone, I open my gallery to the picture of Carrie I took on our trip to the library. She doesn't look happy, sulking for effect as she was displeased with my action to take it. It's painful to be aware of her actual sadness looking at her mock frown. Recalling her words, I continued to look at the photo on the screen.
All right. I'll let you keep it. But only because it's you.
Aw. Her words fill me with emotions. Oh, really? I thought that words didn't. The action of just staring at her photo is enough proof of my feelings for her. Feelings, ones which are now clear to me. If only I had realized it sooner. I love her. A routine action opens the door to my house, giving me the freedom to step inside. It is where I live, after all. Oh, really? A place dissimilar to Carrie's, a warm home with two parents. I don't have to worry about the same things as her, but I do. Each passing second, I know in my heart that I just want her to be happy. I worry about her. The effects of not seeing her for 4 days are quite surprising, though in the end it can't be unreasonable given how fond of her I am, can it? Questioning myself, I look up to see my sister standing in the hallway before me, giving me a condescending look, one which she normally puts on whenever I'm around. Though looking at her, part of me sees concern in her eyes. "What's wrong with you?" Everything.
You look pretty upset about something.
Getting involved in my business as usual. I guess part of her really is concerned. The act is welcomed, though. Having someone interested in my problems, fucking hell, or at least the effects of Carrie's problems on me, makes me feel a little better about things. Still, going into detail about it with her, I can't really see the point. The best she'd be able to give me are a few words of advice. Advice is not what's needed in the situation. What I really need is luck. The luck to stop Carrie from being taken away by a mother she has no affection for. Enough luck to give me another chance to be able to tell Carrie my feelings. Enough to make things better again. I turn my head to my side and approach the staircase. I don't feel like speaking all that much. It's nothing. My voice, hoarse and raspy, conveys my emotions fluently. If my sister wasn't so keen-eyed, then maybe that would have been enough to sway her away from prying into things.
It's not nothing, though, is it? Is it?
Raising her voice, I can see genuine concern on her face. It's rare to see her like this, though at times like these, I'm truly glad she's my sister. It's complicated. Just don't worry about it. Staring at my eyes, she soon lets off another perturbed expression, sighing quaintly.
It's a girl, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I'm going up to my room. Attempting to avoid conversation, I move to make my way up the stairs. The tugging on my arm quickly stops me, though.
If you ever need to talk to anyone, I'm here. I'm a girl too, you know.
Wrongly wording her words of solicitude, my sister gives me a smile. All right, it's appreciated. Just let go of my arm. Loosening her grip, my sister still looks at me quizzically as if she still expects me to tell her more. I don't. Right now I want to get upstairs and just rest for a while. It's been an excruciating day. Jogging up the stairs, I leave my sister behind me to carry on with whatever she was doing in the first place. She wasn't the first person I expected to see when getting inside, or even here. The usual loud brashness of my father can't be heard, and without them, the sounds of my mother's retorts are also absent. It seems as if they've gone somewhere. Walking into my room, I find it welcoming to be in such a familiar place. This tiny section of our house has acted as my sanctuary of thought. Being able to think about things whilst I idly go about my life. Recently, nothing but thoughts of Carrie have occupied the space of my mind. Today isn't going to be any different. Throwing my bag down to the floor, I'm in an unaggressive yet chaotically slobbish manner. I take to my bed to lie down. Maybe having a nap will do me some good. Or maybe, just maybe, it'll turn out that I've been living in a nightmare for the past 48 hours and I'll finally wake up. Something's bound to happen at least. I'll wake up, that's it. My vision is blurry. My eyes slowly opening, it hurts to see. The intense light of the room blinds me as I roll around in my bedsheets. Something is ringing. Why won't it stop? My hand limply reaches around towards... giving a good old reach around. Reaches around towards the source of the noise, eventually finding a small rectangular object. Realization soon kicks me awake. It's my phone. Bringing the device within my sight, I anticipate anything. The number is unknown, though, which writes off all my hopes of it being Carrie, though I'll never know until I answer the call. My arm shakes as I lift my phone to my ear, lightly pressing the answer button as I do so. Hello? Hello, Jaybird. It's Carrie's father. I can't understand why he's calling me, but I soon realized the reason for the unknown number. The last time we spoke, it was through Carrie's phone. I'm just calling to tell you something. His voice is void of emotion. Nothing but a dull sense of melancholy comes through the speakers. It makes me feel bleak, but nonetheless, I still have to carry on. Tell me what? My voice, too, shares the same tone as his. Has his! Hollow and out of place, a tone only weeks ago I would have never heard myself making. It's a real legacy of the influence only one person has ever had on me. Person which I've found myself increasingly concerned for, yet increasingly passionate for. The clock ticks on and on, acting as our guide through the path of life in all sorts of directions based on the arbitrary choices we all make. It's something I had never considered truthfully until now. But it's always been something I've wanted, something I've had for her. Love. It's about Carrie. She's gonna be dead, isn't she? I went to court today with Carrie. Oh, is she gonna be taken away? I felt my heart sinking as if I know what is about to happen. Each word I hear foreshadowing the next as Mr. Erwood continues to croak out each sentence. She'll be moving back with her mother. My world stops. Everything now is trivial as my heart pounds faster and faster, causing the pain in my chest to sting even more. Some people say love is a concept, though, and over the past several days I've found the emotion to be quite tangible. It was always before me, in the form of a timid, quiet girl, defined by her easily flustered personality, usually giving way to an array of crimson on her face. A girl which has always done her best to be a good friend, despite how hard it was for her to make one. Her silky braids, rosy cheeks, and soft skin, her avid obsession with literature in any format she can get her hands on, the drive to cherish her friendship, her very presence. It's all being taken away. The words I want to say never make it out of my mouth. I'm sorry? For both of us? Nothing I can say now will really do either of us any good. The only thing that I can do is make the time I have left count. Where is she? She's still upstairs. It would be best if you called her. She'll be leaving soon. Each word continues to sting, stabbing my mind as every drop of positivity I've had over the last fortnight is drained away, dripping down and staining my life with pain. One girl, that's all she was when I first saw her. Now she's the one girl I love. I ended the call, my arms shaking uncontrollably as I tried to enter another. It'll be the most important one I've ever made. Our time may be fleeting away, but missing the chance to tell her my feelings would ruin me. Lightly tapping the call button, I take a deep breath in a futile attempt to compose myself. It's not going to work. Trying to be composed before telling the girl I love my feelings, just before she's bound for a flight heading to a country just over 6,000 miles away. It's impossible. Our phones make the connection. All that it can be heard are the sounds of heavy breathing and sniffles, but it's definitely Carrie. All I have to do now is talk to her. It's a thing which I've enjoyed doing at every opportunity. I never thought I'd have to be doing this. Carrie?
I'm sorry.
I want to see her. Carrie, I'm coming over.
Don't!
No!
I won't be able to bear it. Seeing you would be hard.
Not as hard as I'm gonna be later. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm sorry. That was inappropriate. Or inappropriate. If you guys know who I'm referencing, leave it in the comment down below, and I will love you forever. I need to tell her. Carrie, I
love you.
I love you too. Thank you.
You mean a lot to me. You always have. That's why.
It'll be hard for both of us. I love you too. Aw. Part of me expected to hear an the response she'd normally give me when I tell her something surprising. Whether she had knew my feelings before or not, I don't think this situation calls for being surprised. We've had enough surprises already.
I wish we could have had more time.
I know.
I could have told you earlier.
I know.
I could have.
I think this is the neutral ending instead. The fucking guide is really confusing because it's not formatted as an actual guide. It's like a weird, it's like a, it's a flowchart format. It's in a flowchart format, so it's like, I don't know which one is which. I guess this is the neutral ending. Don't blame yourself for anything, Carrie. That's the only thing I don't like about you.
Huh?
There's always a possibility we can work things out. There's always international relationships, right? Part of me wants to try and find a way out, a way to pave over the wounds in our hearts. I know for a fact that a long-distance relationship just wouldn't work out for either of us.
We could try it.
I know.
We always have each other's contact info.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
You gave me your number. Remember?
Yeah, if I didn't remember, then I would be like, how the fuck am I talking to you right now on the phone? It seems that both of us are choosing to ignore reality in order to ease our pain. Looking back, I remember the day I gave Carrie my number. If you ever need anyone to keep you company, then you can call me anytime. Or if you see me around school, just say hi. It was a bold decision, but critically it helped bring our hearts closer together. The same mechanism is now bridging our feelings before they get torn apart.
Speaking to you, it helped me. I changed because I found something. Someone to spend time with.
And now you can't anymore. How sad.
So, thank you.
You're welcome. I sound so unapathetic. I sound so apathetic right now. I feel the same, Carrie. If I hadn't met you, I don't know where I'd be right now. Both of us had managed to find something in the other. Something to keep us going forward, brightening our days and making us feel better as people. What's to say that there's nothing stopping the pair of us regressing back to how things were before? Even worse, since we will both be left with a void within our lives.
I find it nice how we've both helped each other.
I know, right? It's like you know exactly how I feel. Carrie giggles at that fact, causing me to let out a few myself. An oddity in this situation, though both of us can look back and find something to make us happy, yet equally so sad. All of this caused by a chance opportunity. If I didn't leave for school early, if she didn't leave her library card behind, neither of us had the courage to speak to the other.
It's time for me to get ready to go.
So the time is finally here. Both of us knew that at some point this conversation would end.
If I could, I'd speak to you forever.
I know, right? Forever is an overstatement, but I feel the same myself. If I could, I wouldn't hang up.
I'm glad. Our feelings are mutual.
Were mutual? Me too. It's going to be hard, Carrie.
I know.
I know.
I don't want to say goodbye. I don't want to hang up.
Then don't. It's a painful experience for both of us. Hearing the words goodbye would probably hurt both of us. Never mind not being able to get the chance to say it. I wouldn't mind if I had never got to say goodbye to her, since I know that in our hearts both of us will still remember the other. I have to sneeze. And if life changes for both of us, taking us somewhere else, we'll still have our memories. Even if looking back on them hurts us as much as it makes us happy. The strange theory of life, a ticking clock, a winding path, whatever you'd want to call it. What if we do at the same time? It's a cliche thing to do, though everything about a relationship has been kind of a cliche in a way. Just like everything about this game is kind of cliche in a way. That's never bothered me, though. It's tough. That's never bothered me, tough! In fact, I've embraced the fact that I've been able to do those sorts of things with her.
Okay. Should we count down?
Yeah? Counting down to our separation, it's an unpleasant thought, yet it's the only way that'll stop one of us hurting more than the other. If I hung up on her, I'd know she'd feel bad. I'd feel the same if she did it to me. This way, both of us will take the responsibility of being the one to end it. There's a lot more we could say to each other. Time itself is the restraint which slowly tears the binding of our hearts apart, distancing us. Okay, I'll start. 3. The girl I love. I have to sneeze. The reason I was able to enjoy going to school these past 2 weeks, I never expected to meet someone like this just after transferring in.
2.
The boy she loves. The boy she loves! The reason she was able to reach out to someone and come out of her shell, even if it was only to me. She never expected to meet someone like this after returning to school from her absence. One. Neither of us expected to meet, yet both of us know what it is we want to say to each other.
I love you.
I love you too. Silence. That's it. I feel my eyes watering. I feel like crying. Nobody has ever made me feel this way. Inside, I know that my heart itself is weeping. I've never loved or lost this much before. This feeling, it's one I've never known. Tired, that's all I am right now. Maybe it's because I've had so much taken from me, or maybe it's because after waking up I get hit with the cruel reality that is life. Maybe because I know it's all over. Sure, there's always the future. Both of us will make attempts to keep in touch. We might even see each other again. But things will never be the same. Things will eventually change. Lying back down on my bed, I let out a yawn as I wipe my eyes dry. The sounds I'm so used to listening to can be heard from outside. Dogs barking, cars moving, and trains passing in the distance. The world keeps on spinning, even if my own has stopped. Next to me, my phone starts vibrating. A message. One from Carrie. Oh. Before me is an image. She sent me a photo. A memento of the girl I love in my hands. Is in my hands. Oh my god, that cleavage though. She has a picture of herself in the fucking background. Oh my god, Carrie, you son of a gun. You son of a gun. This is so sad. This is so sad, guys. Leave a like down below if you think this is sad, because this is sad. Zoom in! Intense zoom in! Bow, 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 bow. Wow, wow. Intense close up. Extreme close up. Extreme close up. I keep forgetting the term when I want to say it, and then I'm like, after I say something really stupid, I'm like, oh yeah, intense close up. The tears trickling down her face are all too apparent, but she continues to smile, waving me goodbye. It saved her from saying it. Her clothing, her breasts. Oh my god, look at that! Oh my god, your clothes are so ill-fitting, Carrie. Get some goddamn clothes when you move away. I mean, get some goddamn fitting clothes that when you move away, goddamn. Holy fuck. Fucking ill-fitting clothes. Thanks for showing off your cleavage, by the way. You're not making me feel self-conscious at all. Oh yeah, now I see the stains. Her clothing is stained with the wet patches from her teardrops. Despite how revealing the image is, I don't find myself feeling like that. Feeling like that. All I feel is love. Platonically, of course. Oh, what? Platonic love? Platonically? What? You don't love her? You just platonically love her? What the fuck does that even mean? Platonically. Psh. Yes, I'm taking a picture of the panty shop. Do you expect me not to? How dare you? I can't deny I found her attractive at times. Adorable, still charming in her own unique way. Her presence was something I cherished. I'll never forget the time we spent together, from meeting her that fateful day, getting a gift from her outside the classroom, going into town and looking around the library. A date. In the end, I'm glad I was able to convey my feelings to her, to be able to tell her that I loved her, to tell her how much she meant to me. I couldn't have done that. If I couldn't have done that, I don't know what I would be feeling right now, despite still not feeling good. To be able to describe it, it'd be impossible. That's why I'm glad I told her. She'd be able to say the same. She would feel so too. Indigestion! For me to be able to hear them, she'd be glad, so I could listen to her feelings, her thoughts. The sounds of her love. I'll never regret hearing each other. We'll never regret hearing each other. Okay, I'm guessing that was the neutral end instead, because... Alright, I guess I'm gonna go change the title of the last episode to the happy ending, and then have this be the neutral ending. That makes sense. So, yeah. Which sucks, because I wanted the happy ending to be this episode, and I wanted the neutral ending to be the other episode. But I guess I can't just have that. I guess the fucking flowchart just had to be like, oh, I'm a flowchart. I'm not a proper guide. Ugh. Just for future reference, people game devs or whatever, don't make your guides flowcharts. It makes it really confusing, like really confusing. Like, guys, just look up the official guide for this game. And you'll see what I mean, how it gets really confusing. I'm just talking about the flowchart, okay? Macleoid. What the fuck is a 3D camera code for? Thanks for playing. You're welcome. Now, can you tell me if this was the neutral ending or not? You probably won't. And you didn't. You didn't tell me. How dare you? I feel offended. And that was 40 minutes long. Holy fuck. Well, guys, with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this episode of Sounds of Her Love and you would like to see the bad ending of this game, then leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, ring that notification bell, and remember, die safely. Bye-bye!